some shit. Sorry about that. I'm trying to find an M4 and AK. But I'll need to find a tent soon. Then we can establish a permanent base somewhere. My main hope is to find a canteen. Because if I can find a canteen, I'll have a good water source, because I know we're a decent water source nearby, Solneki is. And it's in a stock. Then I gotta take a 50-minute, I had to take a 50-minute shit. Moondog hopped on. Alright, there's the airfield. I was a little preemptive, but you know. As long as I'm not late, I'll still hit it. I hate going to the airfield though. It's so risky. Especially since I love looting the towers. I'm climbing the ladder, some guy, I doubt. I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys here won't kill on sight when we're all from the same Discord. And for the most of the time, in most areas, kill on sight is strictly forbidden. But in the airfield, Taisi, in all the major military bases, the one in Krasnostav is not listed though. That one I'll have to make sure that one gets clarified, specified as not added or added in the rules. Kill on sight isn't allowed. You have to give some verbal warning, such as I can't just lob a fucking nade at somebody while he's cooking steak. I have to yell something like, "Take this, you dick-eating fuckbag," or something, before just dropping on his cum to a fucking frag. But no, the airfield is one of the... This is an area we can kill on sight. There's only 3 people, though. What are the odds that I'll bump into them here? Of course, it's massively fucking elevated, for the sheer fact of it's a military base that everybody wants to go to. I'm gonna turn off the fact where I can see, where I can display everybody's messages, so I just have better vision. So the first areas I went to, right there, that tree. Well, not the first. That's a bad way to word it. But that's where I met somebody. After I got my ghillie, that's where I met up with a couple of my buddies. Just laying off in the brush. Tactical butt pack. SVD LAR. You know, I never noticed those. Just never looking at the ground long enough to notice. I like looting these as they provide decent stuff, such as a bayonet. Fuck this kitchen knife. I'll take a... Can I just equip that actually? That sucks. orange sugar boots? No, those look like just GS9s. I might actually... Fuck the cooking pot, I can just cook stuff over and open the fire. But that is some... Oh wait, no, fuck, that cooking pot is food and shit in it that I need. Of 1 pound. I hope we can find some actual frags or some more flashbangs instead of just smoke grenades. But I'll take what I can get. It'd be best to have a rifle out. This can go back in there, and I'll take out the SK. Here it's more beneficial to be able to have stopping power. Fuck it. I'll just spot when I spot somebody. As soon as I spot them, I'll fucking duck down and pull it out. My favorite ski mask, yes. Now I look like I'm gonna take some names and fuck myself. SK. It appears that they'll go on something. Fuck it. A different helmet, not one of the ones from World War II. Yes. Holy fucking shit, yes. Oh my god, I'm never gonna have a use for that. But I'm going to cherish that as long as I fucking live in this game. The fact that I got a frag. Now watch me get fucked by somebody with a fucking Mosin that I can't see. No fucking way. Dude, I am like a little fucking kid. I'm giddy as shit with all these fucking frags. Like, not gonna lie, I probably should not be trusted with frag grenades. As I want to use them, I want to find a use for them. It'd be fun as if you get shot and you have those. If you get shot, right, just fucking explode if you get shot while you're storing them. Just fill all of your pockets with grenades. And then just make yourself a suicide bomber. Oh my god, if I piss off zombies, I'm gonna run in a building and I'm just gonna frag the front door. Although I'm so scared to use them. I'm gonna make sure I have medical supplies on hand. I'm talking epinephrine. Everything I need to be able to get myself back up and ready to go. As I'm not sure I think I might fuck it up. To be completely honest, I've never really seen grenades be used. I don't know how to use them. I'll probably practice with a smoke canister just to make sure I got the shit nailed down before I blow myself the fuck up. Sweat. I don't need a hot hands. I have one. Plus I have an axe to make a fire with. And I know how to make a drill. takes a bit of prep, not gonna lie. Making the drill takes a fair bit of prep. The things I'm scared about, though, is going in there unprepared.
Power off.
Oh my fucking god, my Bluetooth speaker scared the shit out of me. Good thing I went and took a shit already, because oh my god. That did legitimately startle me. I am on edge. I am bad with suspense, and that's what this game is. It is suspense. My own fucking footsteps. I like third person for running, but first person for exploring and fighting. But melee combat's so much easier in third person. Next, AK rounds. I don't really have an AK mag, but if I find an AK-47, they generally have magazines in them. You know what, it really wouldn't hurt to have this in my hands. It doesn't slow me down much. It is a fully automatic SMG. Nice of is if I shoot, I'm gonna have to get up quickly, as zombies are gonna flock. American needs. Now my polymer buttstock. I was missing that on my LAR when I first got it. My fucking gun didn't come with a buttstock. I couldn't find the piece for it either. This game, when I'm fighting people, I'm more of a pray and spray type of guy. So the scope is more for, if I put a battery, it's gonna be for PvE. Because zombies is where I take the time to line up the headshots. But when you're actually fighting people, God, of course. Of course, the box I get is fucking a box of tracer rounds. Because why wouldn't I get a box of tracer rounds for my fucking Mosin? I don't even know what these do, to be completely fucking honest. I think those are 5.54. So it'll more than likely be for an American-made sniper rifle. The 5mm cartridges, 5.56, 5.4, are typically American cartridges, especially since all the Russians will use the more powerful 7.62, which is where you get the banana-shaped mags for the AK-47 from the slightly more powerful round that didn't stack right, so they had to stack it in a banana. If I run across another player, I want to see them first. Box of K rounds and M41 telescopic. It would be so neat. Ambitious as shit, but neat to to repair the fucking fence and set up a base in the airfield. Just the entire airfield as a base. For one time, I had to fucking go up on top of that building there with a bunch of buddies of mine because we fucked up and shot and tracked the shit out of zombies. Nine by 3.9 armor-piercing rounds. Yes, please. I don't even... 9 by 19. This takes... What does this take? That's a standard SMG round, right? Yeah, fucking armor. I'm gonna try to get a full stack of that, and then just have an armor-piercing magazine, and just save that for when I'm actually in the airfield and raiding bases. Because raiding bases is free fire. If you're raiding some guy's base, it's discouraged. Free fire is discouraged. But whatever is done is ultimately up to the guy who's being raided. And it's just a rule we have established. If you're being raided, discretion advised. If you're raiding, it's a good idea to not be caught raiding. I don't need buckshot right now. 2 more pounds, I'll just fucking eat a potato. But I need to be able to cook a knife. I thought there's just a fucking player standing there for a second. I am too on edge. What the fuck is he? What? What is a dryback doing out here? I hate the suspense I get whenever I'm in here. Wandering towns, I'm unlikely to run into somebody, but here, the chances are astronomically higher. As there can be, what, 60 players in a server, public server? Up to 100 in private servers? And guess how many of those people are gonna be gunning it for that shit here? What bastard made me bleed? Fucker cut me. Turnabout is fair play, I guess, though. Zombies can't pull the pin on a grenade by smacking you. I mean, realistically, it's a possibility. Fucking ridiculously low, but a distinct possibility. So I'm hoping the game doesn't follow that law of logic. Fuck yeah, just clip that bitch. Where does it sit? Where does that sit on the character? Oh, it's just there in my head. No, that's a pack. Huh. Box of 5.56. Tracer rounds. Ooh, an SKS. What condition is it in? Worn. Not worth taking. Just the same as mine then. Might have boxes of shotgun shells. What's that one? Box of 5.45 by 3.9, huh? drop some slugs. Only need one box of that, as I'm not planning on using it much. I don't think it's a force, so I only want 8, really. And one stack is more than enough. But that's for the gun I want. I should make it practice to have at least a knife out. Well, I think this would be the better one to ultimately have out. It looks better. That's my justification. It just looks better. So I'm going to try to go into conflict abatement. Fighting is the last thing I want to do. If I can talk me out of a situation, hell, if I lose a gun or something, better than losing a life. And in this game, it's unpredictable as hell. Because just because you won the gunfight, you can still bleed out. You can go unconscious, and here going unconscious is a death sentence. If you shoot a shot, flooded. Zombies swarm you, and you're just fucked because you're gonna get murdered while you're down. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I think that'll be the best way I have to avoid a conflict, is saying if you shoot, if either of us shoot, the other person is going to get swarmed. Most of the time when you hit somebody, they don't go down instantly. If they are aiming at you, they have time to pull the trigger. So word to the wise, when you're here, have some self-control. Because a single shot, no matter if you kill your target first shot. One shot's just the start. After that shot fires, it makes a sound. That sound is what fucks you. Really don't know how to... I have an idea in my head, I just can't get it out of my head correctly. The general gist of what I'm trying to say is, don't get trigger happy. If you can, bait them into shooting at you. Because if they miss that first shot, you're scot-free. But every zombie that heard that bullet is shuffling their direction. And when they die, the zombies just kind of fuck off. So if you bait somebody into shooting at you and they miss, hell, let the zombies fuck them. If they kill the zombies, chances are they're low on bullets. They'll need to reload their mags. But it's more likely they'll be dead. And guess who just got free loot? Because they shot first. I only want to find a large tent to be specific. A small tent will work perfectly. But on a large one, because those, they hide. You can fit them in a lot of places. They're not small, but they're not large. Well, that made no fucking sense. They're the right size in my opinion. They hold a lot for one, which is really nice. You can fit them a lot of places. And with camo netting, there's a lot of places where they're fucking hard to see. Hell, I've accidentally walked into a couple. In dense forests, that shit blends in. I wish I could take those tents. As some sort of soup. That is beautiful. I want to take it, but I know I shouldn't. But that fucking bright pink raincoat, that is a work of art. I mean, take these instead of taking a car tent. Well, this really isn't a tent, more of a metal barracks. Not fun to trace around. Unless you're with a squad and you want everybody to see where you're lighting shit up. They're, in my opinion, the worst round. Because they give you away. And stealth and surprise will win you a gunfight. Easy as shit. Who needs accuracy when you shoot the guy before he knows you're there? If he doesn't know where you are, and you spray enough shots at him, eventually you'll hit. If you have that reticle on him, he'll go down. Whether it be from you hit him once or twice, he's bleeding out, or you got lucky, hit him in the head and he's knocked out. And you just go up, like double tap. Again, double tap, important. You want to kill somebody? They're not dead. You want to kill somebody, go up and put another round in them. Just to make sure. Such as somebody was over there and I shot him, I saw him fall. No, he's still a left target. You go over there, or you get as accurate of a single just shot straight to the chest. If you can, headshot, that'll guarantee they're dead when they're knocked out. But so will a shot to the chest. A leg, they'll still be knocked out. One leg shot, they're still alive. But a chest shot when they're down does finish them off. Because when you fall down the first time, you are rarely ever dead. Hell, I've taken 12 AK rounds to the chest, stood back up and gunned the guy down because he thought I was dead. Double tap is essential. Now if you're fighting zombies or something and you knock him down, the zombies will go over and fuck him for you. They'll finish him off. But if it's you and him alone, you know, he ain't dead. He'll stand back up and he'll fuck you. Finally onto the meaty buildings. This is where you'll lock the door behind you and go guns up. Because somebody could be camping in here and you wouldn't know it. But they'd know you were there. Which is just all around a shitty situation. Finally, for fuck's sake, finally found a compass. Still need to be able to holster my fucking gun though. What? What? And they're fucking built. Do I have two of those? I have one canteen and one plastic bottle. I should be good. as I'm planning on sticking sources of water. So this smoke grenade, significantly rarer. I'm gonna find a field backpack. Because I like smaller backpacks when I'm going somewhere, when I was exploring. But until I get a tent, to carry all the shit I want to save, all my rare important shit, I would much rather have something small and manageable. I'm not sure they have a bag that I can hide with, because this thing, it sticks the fuck out. If I need to drop in a clearing, the bag will give me away. Hell, the guns are obvious, which is why I like the Obrin. But I want something for super long range. Comes the field bag. The extra carrying capacity is worth the added risk of you suddenly can't hide. Hey, somebody's watching. See, I like the assault bags. They're small and manageable. They fit nice. Let me change the settings so I can see what you're saying, man. If you want to comment. There you go, man. It is indeed Morty. Fucking nobody's watching, so I'll just pull up my phone on the stream. That way I have good visibility and that shit's not just cluttering the screen. DayZ is fun, but it is stressful. It's a game not for everybody. DayZ, on console, it still has a bit of work to go. It still can be pretty buggy. So it's not exactly the greatest. But it's the only one of its type, and it's a good one of its type. But it depends on what you find fun. Looting is a big part of this game. Fighting has its market. There's servers dedicated to simply fighting. Exploration, there's PvE servers, PvP. But the biggest, ever-pressing threat is zombies. Because if you get in a gunfight, the person, they can be knocked down in 3 shots. Then 1 shot can finish them off. But the zombies here that swarm you can get up to 15, just rushing you. And if you don't hit headshots, it can take a good 4 or 5 shots to take each one down. That's with an M4. If you have a smaller gun, like the SG5K, which is significantly more common, as the M4 is really difficult to find, especially with the fact that there's a lot of people who duplicate, which diminishes the number of other M4s available. It can be a pretty hard game. And it's one of those games where you die, everything is reset. That market has its appeal. It sucks when you die. It's why you say in DayZ don't get hooked on your gear. Everything is you're eventually going to lose it. And this game is a big one. Going places is not fast. Going from the spawn to here can take 40 minutes. And with the way some of the days work, where public servers 2 hours a day, 2 hours a night, you can be stuck sitting still for a long time. And since they changed it to where when you change servers, it puts you back in this designated location. You can't server hop when it gets dark out. If you're trying to get Ticey on one server, if you're not starting at dawn, you're gonna have to sit and wait out the night, as the nights are brutally dark. On PC, you can fix that by turning up your gamma to where you can see. But on console, you don't have that luxury. And it is pitch fucking black. I think somebody was here. Normally every door isn't open. That's another big threat. There can be people literally anywhere. But again, it's a fun game to sit down and play if you don't mind the occasional time you get dicked. Because counting the people, admittedly, you're not doing it much. Over my lifetime, one of my best days was for PvP. I met up with a bunch of my friends. We had a squad of 12. We went into this clan, got armed up, and just fucking started a war. I got 8 people that day, but over my lifetime, I've gotten probably a good 20-30 people. You don't see many people. Again, the biggest threat is zombies, because they are everywhere, and you can't do anything about them half the time. But PvP in this game is extremely quick. Generally, it's decided in the first few opening shots who lives and who dies. Today, I killed somebody. They threatened to shoot me with a BK, so I called their bluff and rushed them with a baseball bat. They pulled out an IJ-70, clipped me in the thigh, almost bled out. But today I killed a person, I'd say. Why'd that get unequipped? This game is a challenging but rewarding one. Because survival ain't easy in this game. You can die from dehydration faster than anything. Which is why in the beginning you stick to the coast, you stock up on supplies, and you'll be good. And then after you have a decent base, when you can finally start to survive the 1 or 2 kilometer run or a mile or 2 run between towns, that's when you start going inland. But until then, it's best to stay on the coast. But in general, in this game, the farther inland you are, the better loot you're going to find. There's no big bases on the coast. The only exception to that is Krasnostav. Krasnostav has a base relatively close to the coast. Only a few minute jog across an airstrip, and you're practically there. But that is the only exception. That fucker's inside. Oh, that's interesting. My Cantina Combat, I forgot. Fuck. In this game, again, gunfights are quick. If you've played Rainbow Six Siege, the gunfights are decided like they are in Rainbow Six. A headshot won't flat out kill you, but it'll knock you out. Which essentially makes you as good as dead in most places. Because in most places, one gunshot zombie swarm. Let me just shut that so somebody's don't fucking flood up here. Yeah, that bastard is coming up. But gunfights are that quick. A single well-placed sniper round can knock somebody down. But the issue there is, if they don't fire back, zombies won't swarm them. They'll go to the shot from a long ways off. And people hear gunshot, they tend to swarm. And gunshots, you can be... I was 3 miles away and still hearing gunshots from Electro. Is how far away you can hear shots from. This is a pretty big map. I'd say in all it's probably 15 miles on each side. Well over 100 square miles. Oh, actually, no, it's kilometers. 15 kilometers wide, about 3 square miles. About 3 miles on each side. So it's around 10 square miles, counting the coastlines. That's a big... you can hear shit from far off. So if there's somebody up here with a shotgun, I'm fucked. Because I open that door, he's just gonna blast me in a single shot and I'm gonna die. Because I'll get knocked out, most likely, from that first shot. And I'll have no way of knowing where he is, but he'll be able to know where I am because I'm the one moving around. And if you're just spawning in, one of the better things you can do is find a shotgun. Because they've changed it recently to where all players, when they join a new server, will start in a large number, but a large number of predefined areas. So if you're patrolling these areas with a shotgun, and somebody just so happens to spawn in, there's a good chance you can get a cheap kill on a player who's just spawned in, a veteran, who's loaded up with SKs, rifles, assault rifles, M4s, AKs, the like. And you can get advanced armor, although when you kill somebody, a lot of their clothing gets ruined. For the fact of, you kind of blasted a hole in them with a fucking gun. That's a big rule. Big buildings don't have much in them. They have the same loot as smaller buildings, just spread out more. Some of them, like these, have a higher chance to spawn rare loot. Like these are one of the best places to find field backpacks, the biggest backpack in the game. But they also have dick diddly otherwise. I can find bullets in here. I can find knives and shit. But nothing of horrendous value. Oh shit. Door above is open. Is it? Door above is open. I want to go down quickly. The thing about this game, it is unforgiving. How many fucking belts do I have? There we go. God damn. But this game, it's more about survival than anything. As killing a player, again, is the easy part. It's surviving the kill that's the fucking difficult thing. If I find a vest, this blood pack will be extremely useful. Just gotta find a tactical vest. But this game, you can hop into fast-paced servers where deaths are frequent. I generally stay in smaller servers where you find fewer, but much more well-armed players. I'm pretty sure somebody beat me here. Just stop going for the big buildings and start going for the smaller ones. As again, the big buildings, they have about the same amount of loot as the small ones. It's just sometimes better loot. But honestly, the barracks, the small buildings here are the barracks. No clue what the bigger ones are called. Or what give you the money. Because you will more often find a rifle. Fucking megaphone. Megaphones are fun, but they are a death sentence alone. But they're just fun to use, as you can hear them from miles away. Yeah, some people bring back because I'm in a private server for a Discord right now. But you know, people, we still have robs, we still had muggings, we still have killings. Shit's not all peachy. And we do allow killing on site here in the big airfields, in the airfield over in Tennessee, over in Krasnostav base, and over in the base east of Tennessee, a little bit northeast of here, about a mile or two northeast. One of the best things to loot though are guard towers. You can find guns. They all have 2 items in them, pretty much. It's rare to find one with 1. It can be anything from an attachment to a rifle to armor, to a helmet, to magazines, such as here. You got an AK mag and a USG mag. One of the best sources of bullets are the sheer fact of they generally have 10 to 20 rounds in them. As well as you can find grenades in here. Such as I found 2 out of my 3 frags I've gotten today out of guard towers. Plus, the airfield is one of the better sources for large tents and car tents. What got you interested in DayZ? Because DayZ is a game few people just stumble upon. Something generally piques their interest into it. It is a niche game after all. It's popular, but not for everybody. Describe it as a battle royale, but extremely slow-paced. About the pace of it as if a PUBG match took a full day. Is the pace that this game goes. If you're in a smaller server. In some servers you can hop in, sprint to Cherno, Electro, some of the most common spawn points, and just duke it out. Melee weapons, pistols, shotguns. But you won't see many people with bigger rifles. Like the Mosin Nagant or the SKS I have here on my back. I am bleeding. What the hell? My boots ruined? No, I guess I just never patched myself up. Generally, bleeding is dangerous as shit. as blood loss can cause it to go into shock, which can cause it to pass out, and or cause various other health defects. If you eat the wrong thing in this game, there used to be cholera, and cholera is no fucking joke in this game. It kicks the shit out of you. Cholera, if you weren't right next to a water pump and you didn't have food, you may as well just die. But that was the little death sentence it was. If you had it and you had a way to kill yourself, you just did, if you weren't near any source of way to survive. If you had tetracycline, that would cure it, but tetracycline is rare, and people, if they find out you have it, people will fucking murder you for that. Oh, is sliding down those without gloves, is that what's giving, yeah, it's my hand that's getting cut. Sliding down those without gloves is what's fucking cutting my hands. I should have a spare set of combat gloves on me. I try to keep spare sets of important things. Here we go. Gloves aren't too rare, but they're important. Right now in this, there's 4 people. I know one of them, and if I see him, and I can confirm it's him, we're not gonna fight, we're probably gonna actually squat up and loot shit. But if it's one of the other 2 guys, we're from the same Discord, humanitarian group. But here, yeah, that shit doesn't matter. He logged up. DayZ is stressful. For anybody who logs on and watches this, DayZ, it gets your blood flowing. Because at any second, some random fucker could pop out of the bushes and gun you down. Unless you're already holding a gun. Again, gunfights are like Rainbow Six. Over in seconds. It's rare for a gunfight to last long unless you're at significant ranges, and or both of you can't hit a fucking brick wall from 5 feet away. I was about to say a significant... A fucking BK? A fucking BK-133 spawned all the way out here. I can't say I've ever seen that happen. I've never actually seen a shotgun spawn at a military base. I have a reason to hold my SK out. My fucking bayonet on it. Oh, how am I got fucking sick from the cuts. Oh, that's a piece of shit and a half. Why is it canned bacon you find here? So much canned bacon. That's what multivitamins are for. and clean you up faster. And you're still sick, but you know, you're better faster. That's another addition I like. If somebody with a bat, like what I did with a bat, rushes you, you have some recourse. You can swing your gun on him. Even if you don't have bayonet, you can swing a gun. And you can't act like swinging a gun at somebody is gonna do much. But if you popped him a couple of times with your gun, and you hit him with your gun, and then you hit him with it, like even if an IJ, if that person, if they would have hit me more than once, and actually when they swung their gun would have hit me, I probably would have been knocked out, and they could have just capped me. But the fact is, they've missed. They hit me once and then swung for shit. That's why in a fight, if somebody is, let's test the bayonet. Swing the fucking bayonet. Oh my god, it's designed for getting distance. I see now. It's not designed for killing shit, it's designed for shoving. It takes a lot of stamina, and it doesn't deal much damage, but it shoves them back significantly. That is useful, but I also want it to kill, not just injure. If it staggers players, that's actually pretty good. But other than that, that could use some love. Against people, that can be effective. Because 3-4 stabs against a person is still, that's a lot. Especially because shock is one of the biggest killers in this game. So if you fall down, the zombie knocks you out, you're fucked. It'll just keep hitting you and you'll just die. So if you helmet guys are rushing you with a fucking bat, like I did, that person with a bayonet in their gun, that fight would have ended differently. Yeah, I don't have a justification to try to fight zombies with that fucking bayonet out. Especially when some of them take a significant number of stabs. I think the best excuse I have for it is the fact that I can stab a zombie, get space, pull out my knife, and then shoot. And pull out my knife and then stab, not shoot. Shooting here is just a bad idea. Anywhere there's good loot, anywhere there's a town, there's fucking shit tons of zombies. Remember one time buddies and I were clearing out one town so we could get our friend out of there easier than shit? We lost well over 100 rounds that day, just murdering zombies as efficiently as possible. We were lining up shots, headshots mainly. 1-2 shots per zombies. And we were still out a total of, I think it was 130 rounds. That was on my first day playing, so I'm glad that it wasn't worse, because what happened was we ended up raiding some guy because we stumbled across his fucking base. So some poor guy got raided and lost a lot of shit. Because he was stupid. He placed his base right in between two very important things. What it came down to is the fact that because we raided him, we had enough supplies to get us through it. But the fact is, even if I didn't raid him and I had a pistol, I probably would have pissed off zombies because I thought they'd be easy to kill, easy to put down. If I was any less prepared, we would have just been dead. I was on my last magazine when they finally stopped showing up. Because once you shoot, it spawns more in, just out of your sight. It'll spawn a set amount, but it'll spawn them in if there's not already a significant number in the area, such as in Ticey. It doesn't really need to spawn them in, but if you already... as there's only a set amount they can spawn in one area, it seems. You don't often see a zombie just kind of walking on the pavement here. I thought that was another player at first. But if I shot here, zombies from everywhere would come running. It'd probably spawn a few up in here, just to increase the pressure. Because when you shoot, you really gotta decide whether or not it's worth it to shoot. But that's enough of me fucking talking. Let's get back to looting. This is so much better with people with you. If you have 3 or 4 people, it takes a lot of the stress away. Because in a group, the chances of you dying go down, which is one of the biggest reliefs. If you're with people, the chances of you being the one that gets fucked are significantly lower. They go to 50%. Instead of, if somebody sees you, 100% chance will be and they shoot, it'll be 100% chance it's you. But if somebody sees you and you're in a group, there's a chance it wasn't you they saw first. There's a moderately significant chance they saw one of your buddies. One of the worst arguments for, squatting up and playing like a team, but one of the most effective. It increases your chances of living. In more ways than one, because if you're in a group, you're more likely to be able to take down supplies. If you're in a gunfight, you're more likely to win. If you have 2 guns pointed at one, the odds are infinitely better than if you're 1 gun pointed at one. If it's 1-on-1, it's skill. If it's 2-on-1, it can be luck. Hell, you're more likely to spot somebody first. You can ambush somebody in a 2v1. But egotistical. We're working together because it benefits me. Assault vest. I can put the tactical vest on this, right? I can't put the butt pack. I'm gonna have to repair that radio. See, this entire structure had a single item in it. But it was a decently rare item. It was well, also a magazine. It was an assault vest, a decently rare item. It offers dick for protection, but with a tactical butt pack provides the best capacity for a vest. It also doesn't weigh much, which is a big plus for maneuverability, as weight is the limiting factor for sprint speed, as well as for sprint duration, as well as that stamina. That determines how many times you can swing your melee weapon. And if you pack yourself efficiently enough, you'll eventually not be able to swing a weapon. Well, technically you wouldn't, but you will always have at least 1 stamina, so you will always at least be able to swing a weapon once. And all the little items, such as the ones I'm carrying, they stack up. These grenades, they don't weigh much. They weigh less than half a kilogram. Meaning, generally, it'll take 2 will generally equal a kilogram. Although sometimes it'll make it to where 3. It's a little inconsistent with that. Now this area is new. They just added in this little area of tents. Never seen it before. I've been down here next to the plane. The plane has dick, really. Like, I'll go over and loot it, but after I'm done with these. Because it just doesn't have much. I mean, it has, I think it's a 0.1% every server reset to spawn in an LAR or an SVD. But it's simply more efficient to wait until dusk and then hunt for downed helicopters. Which are ridiculously rare. A 1% chance every 4 hours. If you're here, it doesn't hurt to check, but that is the last priority. You look everywhere else first, and then you go there, or if you're on your way from somewhere, swing by and just gloss through it. But it's never really worth an in-depth viewing. The tents are probably the best place to loot in the game, or military tents. You can find everything in here, such as, ooh, a flashbang. That's never not gonna be unnerving. Looking up to see my guns there is never not gonna be unnerving. One of the best things you can do in this game is avoid conflict. I know that seems kind of weird, but avoiding combat is a good thing, for the most part. Because combat when you're early on doesn't mean much. But if you're like me, you don't follow the don't to get attached to your gear rule, and you get attached to your gear anyway. Because it's nice to have what you want. It's nice to have cool things. And it kind of sucks when those cool things get fucked out of your hands. But if you really don't mind losing your shit, combat's fun. Combat system in this game is... setting up an ambush is super effective. And cheesing is honestly fun. One of the merciful things they did, you can always swing a knife. If you have a knife, you can always swing it. They did have some mercy when it came to stamina. Also, zombies, if you get one, they're stun locked. If you can hit them first, they're stun locked. Which is something that's really, really useful in certain situations. Such as if you're low on health and you're getting attacked and the zombies finds you. Don't be afraid to fucking stab that mother... If you hit it, it'll stun it. If you stun it, you can hit it again. It's a stun lock. The tents like these, those are never worth checking out. They physically can't have anything, I do believe. But these tents, the ones that spawn shit, these are the ones that spawn shit inside of them. These are the ones that can spawn AKs, bullets, boxes of magazines, M4s, helmets, armor, you name it, it can spawn it. Hell, occasionally you'll even have food. But the military checkpoints, I mean, by force of habit alone, I go through them. But if you'll notice, I just kind of walk through them and never really look at jack shit. The main reason you do anything in this game is to get loot. You kill another player to take his shit, or to defend your shit. You go to Tycee to look for rare assault rifles, so you can better protect your shit or better take other people's shit. Or you go here to look for things like landmines that can spawn here. And things that also spawns in these, you'll find commonly here, you'll find combat knives, bayonets, or in these types of buildings specifically, you'll commonly find a landmine, which you get to protect your shit better, and hopefully not accidentally step on yourself. Because let's face it, landmines, they go boom, they're fun. But you really don't want to step on them yourself. Okay, so 101. I do believe I can put that on this. Where is that for the SK? Well, hell, I think that's actually an AK, but it should be able to go in the SK. Oh, it's AK only. And I don't like those sights on AK, as I like the fact that the AK is a machine gun, not a fucking sniper rifle. I don't want to 4 times on a fully automatic weapon. It can go semi-automatic, but that doesn't mean it should. It's like the fact that if you're sneaking, you can get right up on zombies before they can see you. Now we'll go loot the plane. Because once again, the plane, you go there when you've done everything, when you've looted everything else. I haven't looted every single structure, but I wasn't here to. I was here to look for tents and to try to find an assault rifle. And I've looked for the best places to find an assault rifle, particularly the M4. Although I would have gladly taken an AK. This thing, until they added where you can fix vehicles, I don't think you ever could fix this thing. Once this thing's just a buggy piece of shit. Let's see. One of the items that draws your attention whenever you go here has absolutely nothing. Not a single item of value. It's just a massive red herring. That compound is new as well. Although it doesn't look like there's too terribly much in here, I'll go give it a look through. And if you see tents or barracks, it's worth going through. For the pure fact of, you'll probably find something of value. Be it bullets, hell, landmines spawn in barracks quite commonly as well. Oh, this looks like a vehicle graveyard. When they finally add in being able to pair Humvees, put miniguns that have APCs, this will be the place people fight over. Is fixing an APC be hard as shit. But if you can control this place, access to them. You might not even be able to repair shit. Repair yourself, but if you can find the people who come here probably have the parts. And hell, if you kill the people with the parts, suddenly you have the parts. Yeah, it's just 3 of us, Don Taco and NRA. I know NRA is a pretty reasonable guy. Although there is a chance we'll have to kill him. I don't want to, but you know. If it's me or him, I'll always choose him. Well, that is if we're fighting. If we're fighting somebody else, I might tell him to fucking go while I try to post up and set up a defense somewhere. But if we're fighting, I'd much rather it always be him, not me. That him applies to anybody. Where the fuck did I equip that to? I'm equipping it to the field vest. Yes, that flashbang. That flashbang will do so much inside of that vest where I can't get to it immediately. Although the frags will actually be able to serve me well though. Because I can pull those out, chuck it, and fucking run. If I chuck between me and him, if he starts to chase, then that's a free fucking kill. If he starts to chase, if I chuck it at the right spot between me and him. KA-74, they did add the equivalent to the AN-94. The AN-94 is just a modern AK-47. Whereas the AK was designed in, again, 1947, 94, you guessed it, a 94 was designed in 1994 to replace the AK-47, as the AK-47 is a fucking old rifle. But it's an old rifle for a reason. It gets shit done. There's a reason it's still used. You can't deny the fact that Russians, they've always made quality. I don't care who the fuck you are, but if it's Russian, it'll last. Unless you're talking about their tanks. Their tanks, the fucking T-22 suck. They're tiny, their inbox in a shitty place, and it's just overall a poorly designed tank. But most of their other shit, I can agree with. I really shouldn't take any more heavy shit. Especially since I'm really not going to need a second vest. The reason I'm carrying this one is so I can have, again, the utility butt pack. If I, when I make my ghillie, I'm not going to be able to carry a backpack, and that butt pack, this vest alone with the butt pack is the size of a backpack, the tactical backpack. Fuck yeah, baby pants. Are those ones pristine? They're worn. So are mine. I've had mine for longer. I'm attached. Sentimentality. I don't fucking know. Reasons I don't want to get into. I'm just gonna keep my current pants. If those were pristine, I'd say fuck it and just ditch these ones. But these ones have served me well. Back there is where I cut inland. Suppressors are rare. Climb a ladder, you can turn your fucking head around. Even just looting this base on an extended server, 3 hours day, 1 hour night, it's taken almost all day, and I haven't even gotten through all the shit I like to loot. I love to loot the towers. Looting the towers is one of the better things to loot. It's lower risk. You're a lot less likely to run into people than at the high density areas. Well, players with the parts where the barracks are at high density. Which is very good. Because it lowers risk on your end. I mean, you don't get the chance to kill a player and then take all their shit. I'm not sure if this is where I kicked in to loot. So I'm gonna check it and see if it's something I recognize. This is where I got that AK mag. So after this, the third one I do believe will be one I didn't loot. Not counting that one, so 1, 2, and then 3. I see I can't sprint for shit now. If your stamina bar is below a certain point, you can't even sprint at all. You can sprint until it runs out, which is why I'm not gonna let my stamina run out. Because if you hit that point and you don't let it run out, you can still get those short bursts. But if it ever empties fully, yeah, you can't run at all. And sprinting is, even just short distances, sprinting to cover will save you. Because you're significantly harder to hit if you're sprinting. I'm just gonna take as many grenades as I can. I don't care what they are, but I'm gonna prioritize the American smoke grenades over the fucking Russian. I like the look of the M1 smoke grenades better. But I really want to find a tent so I can just set up a camp somewhere. 2 plate carriers. I hate the fact that they only come in desert, tan. Because again, I like to hide. I like to set up ambushes. I like to play like a bitch. I don't want to be the one spotted first, as the one spotted first generally is the one who gets fucked with a gun. They're the one who get bent over and say, well, too bad, you get fucked. Because what can you do about it? If you're spotted first and they see you and they have a clear shot, and can't do anything. But if you can hide, if you survive that first shot, by some fucking miracle, and your character can hide, you fucking haul your ass. It's just if I was using a small assault bag and I got shot at, I just run and I duck inside a bush while I try to figure out exactly where the shot came from. You see me run and you see me, or duck in a preferably grass or behind a structure or inside of a structure. Which is one of the reasons I tend to not like the Mosin. It's massive. That's why I like the VSD. It's significantly smaller. But if Mosin is what you have for a rifle, it's what you have. It's one of the reasons I like the fact you can make gun wraps. I used to playing Dead by Daylight that. Oh, that crow. Fuck it. But an M-Mag and an M4 mag, I don't have either. Although I found my first ever M4 in a guard tower, at the very southernmost guard tower, is where I found my first M4. I was proud of that bitch. My first ever kill in the game, though, was with a shovel. But the tactical butt pack, I like the fact it's literally a butt pack. It is over your ass. But that'd be so annoying to run with. Fuck yes, my favorite set is the BDU set. Oh my god. I hate that. That sound always startles me. Always. I need to repair this thing real quick. Don't you love it when the body of your gun disappears? Holy shit, I need to repair my gloves. I love how duct tape fixes literally everything. I'll just duct tape my gloves back together. One thing like, why does the ATOG require a battery? Because it is an ACOG, let's face it. It's just an ACOG. And ACOGs, they don't require batteries. It's one of their best things. They're based off of using reflecting light into the scope to make it lit up. If I do remember correctly, I may be wholly incorrect on that. But that's just if my memory serves. Mini sights, I can put those on a shotgun or a pistol. Making this thing a fucking little demon. Where's that F? This thing, yeah, now I equip it. Because this thing is now... Put a battery in this bitch, it is accurate as all hell. It suddenly becomes a great little pistol. I don't want it in the flesh, I want it in the gun sight. Do gun sights suddenly not work? With the latest update? Huh. It's a flashbang. Best thing with the FX45 is it takes 45 ACP. Now the 45, I like 45 caliber too. It's a solid gun. U.S. Armed Forces also agrees with me in the fact that they would settle for anything smaller than that for a pistol cartridge. Back when standardization was occurring in the UN. I like how the 5.56 became standard, not because it was a better cartridge, but because the U.S. wanted it, and the other countries thought that if they let the U.S. have their special caliber, that they'd at least, return the favor and, accept the guns the others made. Yeah, no, the U.S. decided, no, that sounds gay, and just didn't accept the rifles that the other fucking people were making. Which I find that funny. The fact of... the entire reason we have a bullet, the UN has a standard bullet it does, is so the US could have the bullet it wanted, and then they just flat out, oh yeah, we don't want the guns you're making, we want the guns we're making. America being America, stubborn as shit for no real reason, and it's a higher caliber round. More effective in combat, in theory, than what was proposed at the time. And the 5.56 is just it's a fun bullet. I'd say it's not huge, but it's not gonna break your fucking shoulder if you fire wrong, like a lot of the biggest bullets will do. It's a frag. I want it. I have enough of these that if I ever meet up with NRA, I'm just gonna say, hey, wanna chuck some fucking frags? We're gonna have to do it away from everything so we don't get fucking swarmed by zombies. But, yeah, I wanna chuck these at something. But yeah, if you ever see an M4 mag that's bananaed, where it's in the banana shape, like an AK mag, that's completely unnecessary. The way the bullets are shaped for a 7.62, that does necessitate having the banana mag for it to work properly. But no other situation is that necessary or provide any sort of advantage whatsoever. They're not green, but they're pristine. I really don't need that. I have a box of that right there. And it's best those gloves are on my penis. Yeah, no, they're just glitched. They can stay there. I prefer the green gloves to generally go with the BDU. But right now, I just kind of have a mismatch of shit that I'm wearing. So I'm not going to be picky like I normally would be. Oh, this is prime wolf territory. We have to look. Wolves are fucking annoying as shit. I hate them. They've ended me so many times. My knee inside the ladder. Let's face it, the best gloves to have in a zombie apocalypse are clearly linemen's American football lineman gloves. Those things are so comfortable and padded to shit, and good ones will still, you know, leave you with dexterity. Bad ones, you won't, but if you have a good pair, you are still dexterous in those things. They're also durable as shit too, generally made of real leather. And they have, again, gel pads in them, making them last significantly longer than most other pads would. And since through basically sheer willpower of the glove alone, they will refuse to tear, it's an incredibly safe option for if you need to punch a motherfucker in the mouth. Oh god, it's 1 AM. I've been playing this game all fucking day. Oh, I like this game too much. I cannot salute on a ladder. That's upsetting. Also, I like how the different boots, have different effects, such as one of the biggest ones is the type of shoe you wearing affects how much sound you make. But such as wellies and jungle boots, wellies you can't get wet at all. Your feet won't get wet at all if you're wading just really shallow water. In jungle boots, it'll take longer for your feet to get wet, and they'll get wetter slower. Wow, I have never seen one of you fuckers just chilling over here along the fence. I think it's about time to get on the move. And then skipping the wolf-infested lands to our left, I shall just gun it down to the train tracks. That's an exaggeration of what I'm going to be doing. Let's face it, I'm going to be making my way at a leisurely pace to the train tracks. I'm happy with my haul today, though. Significant number of grenades, flashbangs, useful materials, BDU set, attachments for my weapons I didn't have, significant weapons for attachment for weapons I have, a rare attachment for a weapon I'm trying to get, a tactical vest, a tactical butt pack, bullets, a second assault vest, a compass. I could have grabbed food. I probably should have grabbed food. But where I'm going, there will be food nearby, and there will be in there, and the fields around here commonly spawn cows. As in every couple server resets, there's another cow. There's a herd of cows. That'll spawn until the next reset. Meaning that as long as I'm on one of those cows, if I have a base, I'll go just drop off everything I can, kill a cow, and then quickly take all the meat I can carry. It'll make zombies come to me quicker and detect me from farther away. But a beef steak is such a good source of food. Have my sights decided to work yet? Nope. The best thing with pistols is they don't slow you down when you're holding them. Rifles, you move slow when you have them equipped. Pistols, and I do believe the Scorpion as well. Possibly the SG-5K, although I'll have to test that. The Scorpion and pistols will not slow you down when held. So they allow you to still move at full speed while still having a gun equipped. And you'll still have to pull it up, but pulling it up is the fast part. A pistol bayonet. Just duct taping a fucking knife onto the end of your spear. Hatchet. The hatchet's one of my favorite tools. It's not useful, like not nearly as useful as like an axe, or a lot of other tools. But it's versatile. It's versatile enough, and it's small. So it's easily portable, it's lightweight, and it's versatile. I shouldn't say as efficient. It's not as efficient as bigger tools and other tools, but it gets the job done. It's small, it's portable, and it's versatile. I'll leave it at that. The hatchet is versatile. It's a head torch. I need to find night vision goggles on my standard survival. My official survival, I have night vision goggles. I really want to find a pair of those for this save. This is a private server. Over by that water tower is generally a car tent spawn. It'd be neat if you could lock tents to make them some modicum of secure. It'd make base raiding pretty much impossible. If, you know, if they just use tents. But it'd be so much more nice to set up a base and not have to be worried that when you're out at school or or fucking working at a job, that you're not just gonna have all your hard work that you spend your free time doing just suddenly lost because one asshole decided to just raid your shit, but he can't take, just drops outside of the tent. That's annoying when that happens, but you know, that's just the nature of this game. You're gonna lose your shit eventually. Like, no matter how well your shit's hidden, somebody's gonna stumble across it, and you're gonna lose your most valuable shit, because that's what they're gonna take. They might ignore the rest. They might intentionally fuck you by just dropping it all outside your tent, then taking your tent, then dropping your tent, so it all despawns. Or they might just take your valuable shit and go. Hell, sometimes if it's a squad, they'll just flat out take everything and your tent. And you'll suddenly be wondering, where the fuck did your base go? If I have the town right, the water tower should spawn. There should be a tent nearby it. If I know where I am, and I'm pretty sure I know where I am. In pretty much every server I've ever passed, there's been a car tent in or around it, in or around a certain spot. I'll know it by if I see a big red barn fucking building by the water tower. No, there's a rooster nearby. Where'd the fucking water tower go? Some of the animals in this game are scarier than the fucking zombies, just because of the sounds they make. You hear you hear deer in this game from miles away. That fucking thing is suddenly terrifying. You hear him from a long ways off, not miles, but you hear him from a good few hundred yards, meters, whatever you want to use. I mean, technically we're in Russia, but, you know, I'm an American, so I'm gonna use the yards. One of my concerns, though, is when I log off, I want to be somewhere close to where I can quickly get away from wolves, which is, again, a major concern in Taisi, with the sheer number of wolf spawns in and around Taisi. In Taisi alone, I think there's a total of 8 or 9 wolf spawns. And if you don't get every single one of those little bastards, they'll bring a whole nother pack in. If you take their leader of the pack out, every single wolf, which can be 1 to fucking 5 other wolves, will go and grab a second pack. Each of them will grab a pack, and it is fucking horrifying. Well, not horrifying, but horrible. Because it's just overwhelming numbers. Was I one town too close? There's 2 water towers over here, to believe. I do believe I missed it by one fucking town. I think that's just a propane tank up there, shit. Working gloves, don't really want those. Yeah, this is not the right... Wasn't right at the base. No, I didn't. It was over that building over there, I do believe. That big one over there. Yeah, there's the crane. Isn't that too tilly many places to set up a car tent? Especially somewhere discreet over here because of all the hills. The way you can place those is over-restrictive, like holy shit. It is ridiculously hard to be placed on a car tent. I might have actually been a shed over here, shit. I'm pretty sure I just lost the location. So right near Navoya, I'm pretty sure. Although it could have also been the Toponiki. Fuck. Was it near the water tower or was it not? Oh, that is something I have to remember. Or was it by that building? Near the water tower. I remember it being near the water tower, near a big red building. That may have been just near, as in... near. As in, as the crow flies, few hundred yards, so maybe. It might have been that shed. But fuck if I remember. It's been months since I've had to look for one. Here it is. There has almost always been a car tent set up around here, in that building, sitting in that building on setup, or inside this shed on setup. First I spotted it was just set up sitting right here. Just out for all to see. I really hope they fix the ladder glitch, where you can just fall off the ladder randomly. No tent, that's actually strange. Oh, there are stairs. I think this is where I'm going to end the stream for today. Or I'll actually get to a safer spot, because I don't want to risk I don't want to risk falling to the floor and just hitting the fucking ground. Can I fit this hatchet? Fuck, let's use it as my melee weapon. Fuck it. You don't see shit. Really? Look, give it away, the backpack. One thing, I wish there were more places you could successfully put tents. House is cleared. Now I go about locking all the outside doors. Thunk. Oh fuck, I lost half of it. How much canned spaghetti? This cow is, see? I could eat these 2 cans. No space to put that in my inventory. Just make it an abundant pain in the ass to move around in here in the hopes that people simply refuse to. By literally locking every single door. These do not seem to degrade. If they did, that would fuck me if I locked myself in a house. I literally have to just reset, just keep waiting for server resets and or contact somebody to come get me. It is here the safest place in the whole house that I shall leave all you glorious bastards. Until the next episode.